yes, it is a very powerful air force. There's no doubt about it. But when it comes to the ground forces, when it comes to any territorial achievements, nothing, in so many ways, it's terrible to say, but nothing has changed since Israel overtook the whole of historical Palestine on the 10th of June 1967. It was still controlling millions and millions of people against their will, and these millions and millions of people with various degrees of resistance, resilience, commitment, are not accepting that reality. And no air force and no nuclear capacity of Israel can challenge that kind of resilience and resistance. And of course, I'm saying, I'm sorry to say this, because it doesn't mean that they cannot inflict the kind of crimes against humanity as we have seen in Gaza. Of course, they have the power to do that, but they don't have the power to use force to create either the messianic reality of the present government or the more, if you want, more sophisticated version of that vision by the previous more liberal Zionist governments. That these changes are slow, but there's something else that makes me a bit hopeful. I don't know what you think about it. I feel that these most slow motion transformation, whether it's in politics, economics, and so on, tend to accelerate in full speed towards the end. I mean, if I'm thinking about the fall of South Vietnam, or the fall of regimes like in South Africa and so on, surely 10 years before, people would have talked like I talk now, kind of a undercurrent, changes here and there, looking hopefully for an indicator that there is a different vision there. And then suddenly it happens so quickly. And my sense, because I do go inside sometimes again, I have a sense that it's much more rotten than we understand. It's rot. The rot is very, very deep. The cracks are very extended in this building. I do think that there would be a moment where the pace would change. The pace of change would change, would be accelerated. But I do believe that this is all connected. And may I have add just one more sentence? On a more hopeful note, from my perspective here as an activist rather than a historian, the fact that the injustice towards the Palestinian is so closely connected to injustices elsewhere, namely that movements for the rights of indigenous people, movements for the rights of workers, movement for rights of immigrants, life seekers, and so on, are connected to the rights of the Palestinians. I don't know anyone who is an activist, half-time or full-time, who doesn't talk now openly about the need to decolonize Palestine, to bring down Zionism, freedom from the river to the sea. We got used to it as if this was always chanted in demonstration for Palestine. It was not. I remember the 1995 demonstration in London, 2 states for 2 people. That was the slogan of 500,000 people. That does not exist anymore. So the lobby is now facing not only criticism of State of Israel, but a real challenge to the legitimacy of the Zionist project. And I think that also explains part of the reaction.